Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an update for you for all the products that I'm trying to finish off in 2023. And at least we finished off a few more, but we've still got quite a bit of work to do in the next 3 months. So let's start off from the top. Powders. I did finish off my Charlotte Tilbury powder in Fair apparently in the last quarter. I feel like that has been way longer, but I may have had just a little bit left towards the end of June and kind of finished it off in July or something, because it seems like forever ago that I was using that powder, but it's what my papers say. So yeah, one product more down. Then highlighters. I am still working on my Glam Bronze Trio right here. And I think this is actually moving into my bronzer category very soon. This is what is still in there. It's broken off from like the base, or not the base, that's what you say for lipsticks. But the product is not attached to the pan anymore. It's kind of moving around a little bit. The highlighter, because of that, has started to break off from the bronzer chunk. So I've got like a few pieces of highlighter still left in here, and once I finish those off, this is basically a bronzer and not so much a highlighter anymore, because I will unlikely be using that as a blush topper or as an actual highlighter, like the bronzer. I might be using it as a blush topper, that's what I was trying to say. But don't think this will be finished off this year. Once again, I'm just hoping to get at least kind of close. Let's see. Then with pigments, I am working on my NYX pigment right here. It's moving so slowly and I'm trying to use it very consistently. We're going into fall now. I want to do full-on warm looks. I've got the red shade in my Panda palette. This is going to go with that. And we're just going to have like nice, warm, yellow, red, orangey looks all throughout October, possibly a good bit of November. And I'm hoping that I will be very close to finishing this one off by then. But we'll see. Yeah, it's definitely taking a long time because pigments take forever. Then we've got eyeshadow quads and trios. I did very excitedly finish off my Bourjois trio in Nude Ingenu. That one is gone. So one more palette that is out of my collection right now. And this one I'm still working on. This is my Lancome quad. Working on the black shade, as always. This one I've been working on for a long time. It's definitely very hardly pressed. There isn't a whole lot left in here anymore, but I'm still pretty unsure whether I will be able to finish this off by the end of the year. I'm using it mainly as an eyeliner right now. But again, since we're going into the darker days right now, I might be using this a little bit more as my outer V, like really darkening up shade a bit more. And I'm really hoping I can still get this one done before the end of the year. I really want to get this out, but it will be really close by the end of the year anyway, so at least I'm hoping I can roll it out at the start of next year, if not at the end of this year. But we're really gonna try and get it out by the end of this year. Then for palettes, actually it doesn't make sense that this is, because this is a quad as well, but my Catrice palette I'm still working on. I did finish off one of the shades. The other three, as you can see, there is definitely still a bit of eyeshadow in there. I'm not going to show it too up close because my Panda palette update, it has just gone up as well. Make sure to check that out here, I think. Because I've made some really good progress on at least one of the shades that I have been struggling with for a good bit. So yeah, I don't think this will be done by the end of the year, but that's okay. Then I also have my Amuse palette, and I definitely have hope that at least the eyeshadows will be done. So from an eyeshadow palette perspective, it is done, but the blush, it's definitely still going to be around. That's actually a category for later, but this is the only blush I was hoping to finish off this year. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I've used that over 300 times at this point, and there still is a lot of work to do on that one, so it might take me another year. Anyway, that was eyeshadows. Primer I finished off at the start of the year. The mascaras that I had in my collection I've already finished off. At the halfway point of the year there were 2 that I had in my collection. I've got 2 more now, but they're not in this spreadsheet paper thingy. Then for lipsticks, I finished off my Yves Saint Laurent Rouge Volupte lipstick. That was a very like nice summery, although it could have worked really well in fall because it was an orangey shade. Lipstick, I really loved the formula of that one. It was really smooth and buttery, and I have really enjoyed using that one. But I also am quite happy that that is done and I can roll another lipstick out of my collection. I've had that one for a long time, but it still worked really, really well. So that is what counts in the end. Then products that I'm still working on, my Jelly Pong Pong lipstick, or lip blush actually. I am not gonna roll this one up because it kind of broke off, but when I roll it down, it goes all the way until about here. When I roll it up, I had trouble getting it back in the last time I tried that, so I'm trying to do that as little as possible right now. There definitely is still like, there's about this much left in there, I think, which doesn't seem too much. If that would have been my Yves Saint Laurent lipstick, then that would have moved fairly quickly, but it is just a very bright primary red shade. And what I've been doing a little bit more recently to make it more wearable, especially because I've been wearing that blue shade a lot over the last month, is I've been putting on my lip gloss first, and then I kind of like move this over top a little bit, and then this is the result, which is still pretty wearable. Whereas when I go in with this first, it's bright red. No matter how subtle I'm trying to be, it's bright red. So this is my, if I want to make it subtle, then I can also do that way of doing it. But going into fall and Christmas time, I guess, as well, I think I'm going to be wearing this the other way around a little bit more, and it will pick up more product that way as well, of course, because when I have the gloss on, kind of it's more like gloss coming onto this product and then part of that product coming onto my lips, but not in the same amounts, I guess. So I do have hopes that I can finish this off in the next 3 months, is kind of what I'm getting at. Then I have my L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Lip Duo Compact in the shade Unchanging Beige. This one I have started to use an okay amount now. This is what is still left in there. I think I've used up about 1/4 or something of this one right now. It definitely is still a long-lasting lipstick, so I don't need to reapply this very often. Like if once a day, then that's about it. Oftentimes after lunch it is still kind of on my lips, and I have to be careful with them because when I apply it too much, it kind of starts heaping up kind of around like the side of my lips, and that's definitely not a nice look whatsoever. So I cannot use a lot of this either, so can't reapply it much, and when I put it on I have to be really careful with the amount that goes on in the first place, which means that it's not moving overly quickly. So I'm still hoping I can finish this off by the end of the year. This is kind of like my neutral lipstick at the moment. It's slightly brown toned, but I really like that for fall, so that's gonna work out really nicely over the next couple of months too. Then I have the actual MaxFactor lipstick. This is the MaxFactor lipstick in Icy Rose. This is what is still left of that one. I think I've used up about 1/3 to half of what was in here. I'm only using this on my cheeks as a cream blush, and I have a feeling that by doing it that way I'm not gonna get through this all the way. If I will be able to finish off the other lipsticks before the end of the year, I might use this on my actual lips a couple of times towards the end of the year as well. Especially like when we go into winter, I guess it's possible. But the name Icy Rose definitely describes this, like it has that icy finish to it. I'm not the biggest fan of that, so yeah, we will see. This we're just gonna keep working on, and I have a feeling that's gonna go into next year still, and I'll probably use it up in the first 3 to 6 months or so. Then we have lip glosses. I'm still working on 2, but I am actually quite hopeful that I can finish both of them off by the end of the year. First one is my MAC lip gloss in I don't know what, because there is no sticker or anything on here. I'm here for this one. Little spoiler for my Graveyard Project pan, but we're getting towards the point where there is almost only product left in like that little tube at the bottom of the tubey lip glosses. Does that make sense? Like the applicator itself basically. So I've made really good progress on this over the last month, and we still got one more month until the end of that graveyard project plan. So I'm very excited to see the progress on this one. I've really started to focus in on it over the last month, and I think this one will be done in the next couple of weeks for sure. I think for sure. And then I have my ILIA lip gloss, which I've only had for, well, not even a year. This was in the advent calendar last year, but this was one that I thought I could still kind of finish up, and my other lip glosses that I had left, which is not a whole lot anymore, they were really big, and I just knew that that wasn't gonna happen. And now I had a nice warm toned and cool toned one. I am about here on this one, but this is one of those lip glosses that looks big enough, but then when you look at the bottom of it, you realize that the actual product is not taking up very much of the packaging. So what is in here again? 4.3 mils, which is 0.14 fluid ounces. So there's not a whole lot in here, and I'm definitely hoping that once I get through this in the next like 2 to 3 weeks, I can go full focus on this one, and this one will hopefully be done quite quickly as well once I do that. So those are my lip glosses. Then I have my blushes category, but I already showed you that when I was showing you the palettes, like the eyeshadow palettes, because that's where my blush is in. Concealers I already finished off. So I was working on my MAC one at the start of the year, and I finished that off in the second quarter of the year. And then lastly, we've got my Maybelline Master Smokey pencil in Smoky Black. This is what I have left of that one, and it's not going to be done by the end of this year. I have made progress on it throughout the year. I guess that is what counts at this point. It's going to take me another year to get through this. It moves so slowly, like I'm using the tiniest bit, mostly on the outer corner, kind of moving it in a little bit, but I don't want like full-on black base. It hasn't really worked for me in any way. So yeah, just using this to darken up my outer corner, a bit of a base, and slowly but surely we're getting through this. And I've only got 4 more of these type of pencils in my collection. So in the next 15 years, I'm sure they will all be done. I'm actually not sure. That's actually the worst part. But overall, I finished off 4 more products in the last quarter, which doesn't sound like a lot. But I've also been working on products that like I did not finish up, or I finished off a mascara on top of the 2 that I had already finished off as well. So yeah, 4 products gone. 11 in total so far this year for this list at least, and I'm trying to get through a total of 23 products. Now we've definitely seen a few products that I'm not very sure I can finish off, but these 2, especially this one, this one's going to be gone. This one I'm 99% sure I should be able to get out as well still. This one I think I should be able to finish off as well. This one I'm 80% sure I can finish off. What else? I can definitely finish off the eyeshadows in here, which will like kind of take off the eyeshadow palette part of this. And I'm also 70% sure I might be able to finish this one off. And we're putting in 80% on this one as well. So that's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more that I can get to. And then I will have a few left at the end of the year, but still it's good to kind of have a focus and to see how things are moving, which is the main reason I'm doing this project. And it's good to just basically, this is in a way my list to pick from when I'm doing projects. So I'm like, okay, I have a good variety at the start of the year. I'm like warm toned, cool toned, a little bit of everything, different formulas, different type of things to focus on, and that is what kind of makes this list in the end. So yeah, that is it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye!